I pulled up the underlying numbers on the Islanders penalty kill in that streak.
Okay.
So since January 6th, I believe, right? Yes, from January 6th through till now, the Islanders penalty kill. And I only looked at the underlying in terms of shots against, Corsi against, and expected goals. And it's some of the lowest in the league, if not the lowest. Corsi against, so total shot attempts, and that counts or doesn't count on block shots. The Islanders rank 30th or third, I should say. It's a reverse. So third with a 31 Corsi. Shots against, second last. Only Nashville is lowest. And of course, isn't a per 60 thing. I think that'll just inflate numbers where they won't really make any sense anymore. But only the Predators have allowed fewer shots against. Expected goals against in that run, same thing. They're near the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth lowest in the league in that span. So like they're just not allowing anything. It's really impressive to see.
Do you think it's philosophy that's changed?
It must be. So this is why I wanted to do the comparison live on air. So they're near the bottom 5 in both, or in all of Corsi for or Corsi against, shot against, and expected goals against on the penalty kill. Well, what happens when we flip that? If we go from like October 1st, 2024 up until January 5th, 2025, and we do submit on that for natural statistic. Corsi against, the Islanders rank, where are we here? I just want to see if there's any sort of change. The 31st in terms of Corsi against, shots against, they're 29th. Expected goals against, where are we here? Bottom. Only the Oilers have lower. Like there's no change in terms of the underlying numbers. So to me, what changed is probably goaltending, which Will is not going to appreciate at all.
So, okay. So the change at goalie has potentially been the difference here.
This, like with Sorokin, right? It has to be, because again, their shot metrics against do not change. Some of the lowest in the league throughout that period of time, either from the beginning of the season up until this very recent stretch of games. There's very little change. The ranking is a little bit different. There might be second in one place or third in another, but they're all within the top 5 or bottom 5, if you will, in the league for Corsi against, shot against, and expected goals against on the penalty kill, either before, so from the entire season up until the 5th of January, and then from the 6th of January onwards. There's no change there. So what's the difference then? Where is this change? It has to be in goaltending.
So you're going to use that as a positive for Ilya Sorokin then?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's been split in those 6 games. Hogberg's played 3 and Sorokin's played 3.
Okay. So then let's bring that up then. If I can look at the Islanders on the penalty kill, this is going to be all year. So I'm going to change it by date, and we're going to go from, you want the first portion of the year, the larger portion?
Yeah,
we'll do
the larger first, I guess.
Okay. And then if we go 0105, 2025, enter for the Islanders. I'm going to save goal. I'm going to use goals saved above expected as like the benchmark to figure out like who's good. Goals saved above expected on the penalty kill: Hogberg 0.34, Sorokin 0.63, Varlamov minus 0.97. So still pretty good. High danger save. No, I shouldn't. I haven't talked about high danger save. So we're just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
But Sorokin 20 goals against in 29 games where there's a penalty kill. Mm-hmm. That's rough. And then if we look at the later portion,
since up until the 5th,
so 6th until today, submit. Yeah. See, goals saved above expected are flat 0 because it's this is the problem with natural stat trick, is that it's goals saved above average.
Okay.
And not above expected. Does Money Puck have that stuff?
I don't know I believe they have goal save above expected, but I don't know if you can sort it by a date. That'd be pretty clutch if you can.
Yeah. And you can't, and can you do it? You can do it 5-on-4, but no, you can't do by date. God dang.
That's annoying.
That's super annoying. So I can't do the comparison. I would have to do some math here to figure out like number of goals allowed and goals expected against. But like Sorokin, 1.9 expected goals against in that run. Obviously has allowed none. Hogberg, 0.82 expected goals against in 3 games played. Obviously has allowed none. If I do a backspace and go against goals expected against for Ilya Sorokin in the first portion of the year, 12, but allowed 20. So it's a full -8 for him. Hogberg expected against 1.85, goals scored 2. So basically, 1 for 1 there.
Okay. So Sorokin improvement over this stretch again, which is a small sample because it's only the 3 games, has been better. And
even then, it's 2 games played. I guess he played one where they didn't have one or something. There's 2 games played with a penalty kill for Sorokin, whereas there's 3 games for Hogberg.
Okay.
I don't know how they figure that one out, but that's what I'm seeing here on Natural Stat Trick.
Interesting. All right.
Indeed. But positive, Sorokin seems to be better when it comes to the penalty kill. Now, this is completely anecdotal, but it looks better when you have 1.9 expected goals against and he's allowed none versus he had 12 expected goals against and allowed 20. But nothing else has changed in terms of shot metrics when we're on the penalty kill from then till now.
So it's not like they're getting significantly less shots against or anything.
Correct.
Okay. So then I guess philosophy change really isn't, it can't be the reason if the numbers are essentially the same.
The only thing that I can say in terms of philosophy change, because I think you're right there. It can't just be like Sorokin just clicked all of a sudden. I'm sure there's a portion to that. But I think the philosophy changes, and I can't get the numbers in terms of slot attempts or shots in the slot, or even cross slot passes. I know I think Corey Schneider had that. And unfortunately, that's behind a paywall, and I'm just too cheap to pay for it, especially if I'm going to use it once to make 1 point about the Islanders penalty kill. I feel like they're doing a better job at preventing the puck from crossing that slot or getting into those really high danger areas that we hadn't seen before throughout the beginning portion of the year, which is a huge difference, obviously.
Yeah, it is a massive difference. And I think that would go a long way to, being a little bit more functional on your penalty kill.
Absolutely. And like, again, maybe not, because I'm looking at the high danger shot attempts or shots against for Sorokin in the first portion of the year, 29, over 29 games played, so average of 1, right? Per games played, 1 high danger shot against on the penalty kill. In the later portion, he's got 4, average of 2. Smaller sample size, much smaller, but still, he's still 4 over 2. Like the average is double, but he's still stopping them. There's got to be something there with the change in Sorokin's play, and not so much the change in philosophy.
I mean, that'd be major for the Islanders because he's not going anywhere.
No, exactly. Much to Will's chagrin, but something has changed for Sorokin. Obviously not in the in all aspects of the game, but on the penalty kill, it seems to be better for him.
That's where I think the biggest issues have been this year. I think he's been mostly pretty good at 5-on-5.
Absolutely. He's been 5 at 5. He's been fine at 5-on-5. It's really the penalty kill, and of course we're maybe not picking up a ton of wins, but we've got We've got 4 wins out of 6 games. That's pretty damn good.
Right.
Which, again, I think it's too far and too late now, but positives going forward, which is the whole point of this. Next year, we should be better. Should be. I don't know what the team's going to look like, obviously. But if we have this penalty kill that is operating, obviously not at clearing 100% of their penalties, but if they're operating in this way going into next year, they should win a few more games because we've seen how many times they've been killed by the penalty.
Yeah, it's killed them. Their penalty, special teams, both the power play and penalty kill have been one of the biggest reasons why the Islanders are where they are this year.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the other numbers here for Sorokin. Like average shot distance is further. He was facing an average shot distance of 29.5 feet at the beginning of the year, and now it's 22.8, which you would assume is worse.
Right?
Exactly. Like he's not able to see them as soon. He's losing some 7 odd feet, let's say, of shot distance to adjust himself and react to the shot, but still doing well. Average goal distance, well, there's none. Doesn't even matter. It really doesn't make any sense other than just he's figured something out on the penalty kill.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.